This isn't the beginning, this is the end. Let's make a revolution. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of the Fragrantician, where here on my channel, if you follow the lemmings, then you're not part of my group. So in today's video, I am talking about a scent brand, Cacharel, that started in the late 1970s. And I'm going to talk about a scent in particular that I think, in my opinion, marked the end of an era. And by that, and I've got a hair in my mouth, I've been straightening my hair today because it's been so wavy with this humid weather. Anyway, well, no, it has been. The weather here has been kind of weird. It's been raining and then it's been sunshine, and it's typical British weather. But nonetheless, Cacharel, this scent is one that I really think I'm so glad that I have it now. I have a hair in my mouth here. Makes a change for a hair to be in my mouth. Anyway, Cacharel. It's a scent brand that I think has transcended generations. Whether you are 20 or whether you are 90, you've probably worn in your life at some stage or tried a Cacharel scent. But this one is a hidden gem that I got hold of that is so super rare. And I think what's the matter with my grammar at the moment? And I think it started the end of an era in scents. And now I've got this. Do you know what? We have to do all of this editing, but I don't like to do editing. Do you know what? I'm wearing a strap. I'm wearing this camisole, and it's, you know me, I like to keep it real. Let's pop the straps up. Let's adjust myself. My HRT booby-doos. Anyway, this scent is so super rare and so hard to find and so expensive, incredibly expensive, that I got it for a steal. I got it just under £100 for 100 mils, and it came out in 2002, and this batch bottle code I have is from 2003, and although it's a tester, I'm still going to keep the box, and it was well worth the money. It is none other than Gloria by Cacharel. When I saw this, I snapped. Well, I messaged the seller, got the batch code, checked the batch code. Let's face it, everything, we do run the risk when we're buying fragrances, but I'd bought from this seller before. So, Gloria Cacharel. I've been using it like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I've put quite a dent in this bottle already, but it says demonstration tester. It is Gloria. I did the mistake of nearly pulling this off when you actually spray it from the actual spray itself. I don't want to spray too much because I've had this about a week and I've been wearing it to death, but I need to put it aside. Oh my goodness, I don't even have to put my hand up to my nose. I'd never, ever tried this scent. It was a blind buy, but boy, did it pay off. paid off big time. This is a fresh Oriental, as it's described on the bottle here. Yeah, it says fresh Oriental. It has a note of amaretto, which is like this kind of cherry, vanilla, almond, and it's peppery as well. But as it opens up, it reminded me just a little bit of Haute Couture by Givenchy. It must be that pepperiness. And this is an eau de toilette. This is insane sillage, insane longevity. I wore this, and about 2 days later, I could still, no, well, 2 days later, it was still on my clothes, on my pullover, on my sweater. It lasted on my skin 10 plus hours. The longevity is insane. The projection it filled a room for about an hour, and then it was about 6 feet, the sillage. This is amazing. Now, this is a vintage. The reason why it's a vintage, for two reasons. The batch code was from 2003. This was discontinued, I think, in about 2005, 2006, when the brand was reformulated, and it has the Cacharel embossed logo. The Cacharel logo, you don't have that embossed now. Why did they discontinue it? I do not know. And I think maybe it was the ingredients listing, maybe they couldn't reformulate it, maybe it wasn't popular. I do not know. I did not wear this. I also have, from my daughter Portia, I have I'm not sure if it's a 50 ml or a 100 ml. I think it's a 50 ml body oil layered with this. It is pure amber nectar. The cherry, it's this amaretto, cherry, vanilla. It's in the same realms as well as Lolita Lempica. Not the same as in the same scent, but it has that kind of fairy tale vibe. It is absolutely glorious. And I think Cacharel as a brand, after this scent, it went, in my opinion, the formulations went into a decline after 2005, 2006. I think the recent formulas of Cacharel are not the formulas of yesteryear, of this scent and scents before, such as Eden, such as Ana, such as Lulu, and the flankers of Eden and Lulu, and even a More and More, which came after this, not long after this. However, that said, there are a few little beauties I've picked up. Yes, I Am, and Yes, I Am Glorious. Those two I absolutely do love. Performance-wise, in those sense, they are moderate. Projection is moderate, and I do love them. But this is up there with Eden and Lulu and Ana. This is the last of those formulas that graced the fragrance industry up to the middle of the 2000s. And then after that, the fragrance industry changed. It became, there's so many different regulatory bodies now. I'm not all into that. For me personally, if you can snap up a vintage Cacharel, please do, because they're just not like they are of today. The Eden of today is more plasticky. The Lulu of today is more dusty. The I don't think they've reformulated this. I think there was only one formula. It was only on the market for about 3 years, and then it disappeared. It disappeared, and the hair is in my, I don't know what, I think it's because of my fan above. Excuse me. But anyway, this, if you love, not a mentholated cherry, it's not like that at all. It's it's smoky, it's slightly, it's a bit like a jazz club. It reminds me of like maybe an 80s scent as well, a throwback. Although it came out in 2002, it could have been a throwback to Laura Branigan singing Gloria in 1982. Gloria, Always on the Run, that song, which I absolutely adore. Maybe it was a homage to it, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I think this deserves an accolade. I'm absolutely ecstatic that I have it in my collection. And for a vintage collector, this I'm going to keep in its box, and I'm going to keep it in my collection. I've got to stop using it. It's become such a firm favourite. Although it's 100 mils, you know me, I spray about 6 or 7 sprays of this because I'm not like a 2 or 3 sprayer. Never have been. But when I wore this, a couple of days later, I went into my next door neighbour and she said to me, "My goodness, you do smell lovely." And I said, "Oh, this is from Gloria from a few days ago." Longevity is insane. The only drawback with Gloria is because it's so super rare, because it was only on the market for a few years. I think it was only that one formula, and sellers do pay. I've seen sellers pay for a 30 mil over £100. So to get this, and in a tester bottle as well, for £99 plus the free postage, and on the back, when you see ingredients, it just says alcohol, fragrance, aqua, water. Yeah. For an eau de toilette, it performs like an eau de parfum. Are there any other scents that are like this? Well, as I said, Givenchy, although it's not a dupe, Givenchy Haute Couture has a slightly, I would say it's about 40% similar, but I don't know of any other scent. It's quite a unique scent. It's intoxicating, but not overwhelming. It's alluring. It's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. As my favourite TV show, Absolutely Fabulous, it is. It's glorious. It's glorious, Gloria, and it's on there with Eden, which is my number one. I'm so happy I have it in my collection. Do you have it in your collection? I have a dupe from Perfume Parlor, which is Kudos, and I would say it's about 98% the same. They can't ever get it the same. I think though, the Kudos is a bit more smokier. I didn't know if it had this kind of like, it is a little bit, just a touch as well, like, although there's no jasmine in it, like Amouage Portrayal, a little bit on that vibe as well, but it's not the same as that. Amouage Portrayal is more smoky, more resinous. This is sweet, but it's not super sweet. It's done to my kind of sweetness, and I adore it. I am deliriously glorious for Gloria. So on that note, you've been watching another edition of the Fragrantician. Remember, this scent keeps me young at heart. I would say growing old is inevitable, but being young at heart is a state of mind, and I choose to be that Till next time, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, my chickens.